guys, and welcome back to my channel. So how are we today? How are we feeling? What's going on? How has our day been going so far? I'm gonna tell you guys about my day. It's been going good. I was up pretty early, got some breakfast, came back home, took a nap, and now I'm here talking to you guys. So if you have the time, just leave a comment, regardless of how your day is going, and let's get right into it. Okay, so today's video will be on communication skills, okay, which I'm extremely excited about, which I always am, because I feel like this is a very important topic. So yeah, let's just get right into it. And before we even get too deep into the video, we say our affirmations, okay? And so today's affirmations will be: I am a confident and effective communicator. These affirmations are extremely important because not only do we want to be heard, but we want to be heard correctly, we want to be heard effectively, we want to be able to express ourselves effectively, we want to be able to listen intently when anyone else is expressing themselves, So yeah, let's just get right into it, okay? Once again, our affirmation is: I am a confident and effective communicator, because we are, we're grown adults. We know how to communicate effectively, okay? Even if you're younger, right? If you're a teenager, if you're a child, at whatever age it is, we should all know how to utilize our words that best suits us and the other parties as well. So when it comes to effective communication, you want to make sure that you are an active listener, right? So when someone is speaking to you, you want to make sure that they understand that you are really listening to what they're saying, right? So you want to make eye contact. I know for a lot of people, eye contact can be extremely uncomfortable. It feels like someone is literally looking into your soul. But, that's how someone knows that, like, hey, like, this person, whatever I'm saying, they care so much to, like, really look me in my eyes and really hear me. Like, they I feel like when you're looking into someone's eyes while they're speaking, they feel heard. They feel like you're actually there in the present moment with them. You're actually listening to what they're saying, and you're actually just taking it in. Like, you ever talking to someone and they're on their phone or they're doing other things, and you're just talking. Like, you could be venting or whatever the case may be, and they're just like, yep, yeah, okay. It makes you feel like, okay, why do I keep talking? Like, they're not even really listening, right? Like, and I feel as if, though, even when you're actively listening to someone, you want to really not say anything, right? You want to give them your full undivided attention, and you want to wait until it's your turn to talk, right? Like, me, personally, me, when I'm talking to someone and when I'm actively listening, I like to really wait until they pause, and I like to say, like, hey, are you done? Like, is it time for me to respond? Like, do you want a response? You want to make the person, whoever is speaking, and even like if you're at an event or something and you're in front of a speaker, you don't want to be on your phone. You really want to give someone your undivided attention, because they're giving you their attention, right? They're talking to you, they're expressing themselves, they're being open. And for a lot of people, that is hard to do, especially in a day today where a lot of people are closed up. So you really want to make people feel comfortable when they are expressing themselves. In addition to active listening, you want to pay attention for nonverbal cues, right? So you want to pay attention to body language. You want to pay attention to people's tone. You want to just pay attention to their verbal expressions, because sometimes, and if you are a reader or if you like audiobooks, I advise you to listen to books or read books that talks about understanding the human body language, right? Because sometimes you could be talking to someone and someone could be saying something, but their body tells them something, but their body is telling you a totally different message, right? And sometimes, especially what I have learned dealing with a lot of people at a lot of different jobs that I have worked at, you want to really listen to what a person is not saying, right? Because sometimes exactly what they're not saying, it's just what might help them. It's probably what they're really wanting for you to catch without them actually having to say it, right? It's kind of like trying to read their mind, but what you're really doing is reading their body language, and it's listening so intently that you listen to the things that they are not saying, right? But their body is. And so when you give them feedback, right, if they want feedback, sometimes people might communicate to you or might, vent to you and stuff like that, and they probably don't want feedback, they probably don't want advice. Some people just want you to listen, and that is okay. That's another good thing that I like to do, right? I like to ask people when they are talking to me, especially when it comes to, issues that they may be having and stuff like that. I like to ask them, are you looking for advice? Are you just looking for me to listen? You don't want to give people what they don't want. Okay. I'm one of those people that if I'm not here to look for advice, especially if I already know what I'm going to do, I just want someone to listen. You might annoy me. trying to give me some advice. I'm not gonna lie to you, like I'm one of those people. And so, you know, I know a lot of people can relate to that, right? You want someone who's going to listen to you and be able to kind of meet you at your wants and needs. And so you can even do that for a person by listening to their body, right? Especially if you're in a relationship and you have a partner, you might want to read their body language when they're talking to you, when they come up to you with certain issues or certain problems, or maybe even when they talk about certain things. Like that's even how you can tell if a person is lying, or, you know, if they're uncomfortable in a situation. Really reading their body language when they say certain things, or when you mention certain things, you can really learn a lot about a person by their nonverbal cues. So I want us to, you know, practice more and to really intently paying attention to people when they are speaking to us, right? And so, as I said, one of the greatest ways to figure out what some of those, you know, signs may look like when it's time to read a person's body language is reading some books, right? Books are so amazing. I love me a good book. And if you're not into reading books, the audio book, it does the same thing. It goes just as far. And you might want to educate yourself on these things so that you can, you know, be a more effective communicator. In addition to effectively communicating to someone, you want to get into effective speaking, right? And so not only do you want to listen, but you want to understand, kind of in a sense, like, what does this person need to hear right now, if they are even looking for advice, right? So you want to, you know what type of tone to use, what type of language to use, you know, like I even have a video on, right, and it kind of talks about what I'm about to dive into here a little bit, just about knowing how to meet people where they are, right? And knowing how to do that is knowing what emotions they are trying to express when they are communicating, and how to give them the correct feedback that they need for those emotions, right? So it's watching your tone, watching your language, watching your own body language, you know, watching your facial expressions. Sometimes you can say something to a person and have the best intentions, but they might take it off the wrong way due to your nonverbal cues. I know for a fact that I'm one of those people that I can say something, but if my face is dead straight, you might be like, this girl really don't care. You know, like, she really doesn't care. She doesn't really give a she's just saying it, you know, just to get me up out of her face. And that's not my intentions, right? Like I do want to be here to help people. That's why I even started making these videos, right? But that's why you want to watch your own body language, because someone can literally hear what you're saying, but they see something totally different, and they're going to take what they see more than what they are hearing. Okay, you know what they say is not what they're saying, it is what they're doing. So people pay attention to you as well when you are communicating back to them, giving them feedback on whatever that it is, and they're watching your body language, they're hearing your tone and listening to your choice of words when you are communicating. So you want to be very careful when you are communicating to people and giving them feedback, because you want to have that emotional intelligence, which I explained in another video, to just understand, just to know how to understand and meet them where they are, so people don't take things the wrong way, right? We don't want to give off the wrong impression to people. That's not what we're here for. If we're here with the right intentions, we want to make sure that that gets delivered, right? And so even I feel like one of the best ways to even communicate is that when you talk to someone and you say something, it's great to ask them, what did you hear? What did you get from that? Like, do you believe what I'm saying? Sometimes you could tell someone something and they think that you're straight BSing them, right? Like, do you believe that I'm really here for you? Do you believe that I care for you? Like, what exactly did you take from that message? And so that gives you the chance that if they took whatever you said out of context, it gives you the chance to clear up, whatever it is that you are saying, because sometimes you may speak to a person may speak to you, and then you may give them feedback, and they may have took it the wrong way, but they might be already such in a down mood sometimes that they're not even gonna mention, like, oh, hey, well, I hear you, but I didn't take it that way. Or, some people just might just simply walk off and be like, okay, thanks. But in their head, they're asking a million questions. They're like, were they being truthful, or did they mean it this way? Or, what did they mean when they said this? And, when you ask people, exactly what did you hear when I said what I said, and how did you take it? it gives you a chance to really clear up some things, if there need be. So just keep that in mind. And so even when you do that, right, you show people that you are empathizing, you're understanding them, and I think that's what communication is all about. People want to be understood. People want to be heard. People just want to feel like someone cares. I don't care who it is, okay? I don't care who it is. It could be the strongest person in the room, the hardest person in the room, the person who could be pretending to be the most nonchalant. People want to be understood, okay? People want to feel heard. People want to feel like someone gets it. Like, oh my gosh, yes, someone finally understands what I'm going through, how I'm feeling. People want to feel like there's someone with them, even especially in their hard times, right? So like I said, you really want to meet people where they are and have that emotional intelligence in order to, give them exactly what they are looking for in times when they are communicating, right? Especially your friends, especially your family, because you should want people to feel comfortable enough to come to you. There's such high rate of depression, suicide, and anxiety, and I feel like one of the reasons is people are not talking enough. And the reason why you wouldn't talk and express yourself and be open is because you feel like no one even cares in the first place. So why even waste your time, right? And so we don't want people to feel that way, because we care. You care about your friends, you care about your family, like you care for these people. And so it's important that they understand that you are there. It's and you want to make sure that people feel that you care. Don't ever walk around and go, oh, well, they should know. Like, oh, I don't have to tell them that I love them. They know that I love them. I don't have to tell them that I care and call them and let them know that I'm there for them. They already know that. They know when to come to me. Like, no, I promise you, a lot of times people are withholding so much inside. And that's why you see people burst into flames. That's why you see people go on social media and go into rants, right? And they use their social media as a diary, because they can't even feel like they can come to their friends, right? They can't even feel like they can pick up the phone and actually call someone that they personally know and say, hey, I'm going through this. Like, are you going to be here to listen to me intently and really care about what I'm saying and give me, great feedback that you feel is in my best interest? People also want to feel like, whatever you are saying to them and the advice that you give to them, it is literally in their best interest. So it's important that, we make people feel that way, because you would want someone to make you feel that way. If you're going through something and you want someone to talk to and, you just want to get your words out there, you want to talk to someone who can give you some really great feedback. I know I do. Shit. So let's just work on, emphasizing, understanding, asking for feedback when we communicate, and listening to verbal cues, listening intently, looking them in the eyes, not being on your phone and getting easily distracted. I literally hate when I'm talking to someone and mid-conversation they talk to someone else. Right there, I would never come to you again. Right then and there, because it makes me feel as if, though, were you even listening in the first place? In addition to, am I the only one? But I don't like when I'm trying to vent to someone and I'm telling them what I'm going through and I'm telling them how I'm feeling, and they simply jump in and go, oh, I'm going through the same thing. Oh, I'm feeling the same way. Oh, I can't even finish my story. They then flip it and turn it and make it about them, right? Because then they start talking about them going through the same things as you and why they have been going through that and why they've been feeling that and I understand that it is okay to connect and relate, but allow someone to get their thoughts off first, and people do this without knowing that they are being extremely selfish. Humans are naturally designed as selfish creatures. It just is what it is. And so we need to understand that and know when we are doing these things so that we know when to nip it in the butt, because a person can simply feel unheard because they're trying to vent to you, and then all of a sudden it turned into your venting session. Like, no, I came here to get off my thoughts to you, and yes, you can do the same to me, but wait your turn. That's the most respectful thing to do. And that's why I say when you are talking to someone or someone is talking to you, you wait until they finish talking and you say, are you finished? Are you ready for feedback? What type of feedback are you looking for? What did you come here for? You don't want to give a person what they don't want. Plain and simple. Okay? Because it might make them never want to come to you again. And we just don't want that. So just to recap, of course, we want to communicate effectively, making sure people understand that we are listening intently. Okay. We want to, ask people if they are done speaking, if what type of feedback do they want? Do they want advice, or they just want to be heard? We also want to, if they do want advice and we give advice, we want to ask them, how did you take what I said? Did you understand? Did you misunderstand? Where are you having complications? Are there any misinterpretations? Right? Because even people with social anxiety, I feel like a lot of times, you're going to be in your head a lot about a lot of things, right? And so it's best to just put those thoughts to rest and ask the person. Someone is not going to come out and say, a lot of times, if they misunderstood you, right? They're just going to walk off and ask themselves 1,000 times in their head, what did this person mean when they said that? What did they mean when they said this? Yes, I heard them say this, but their body looked like this, and so I'm taking it this way. So you really want to ask people, I'm going to stress it, how did you take what I said? What did you gain from that? What message did you hear? How did you feel about, how I said it, when I said it? You want to get feedback even on how you communicate so that you can become a better communicator. When it comes to communicating to your family, your friends, your significant other, you want to know how to utilize the voice that God has given and blessed you with, okay? And yes, we want to show empathy, we want to show understanding, and we just want to be there for others, okay? I love you guys, and I appreciate you so much, and thank you for making it to the end of this video. Of course, until next time, okay? Have a wonderful and blessed day, and remember our affirmations for today. I am a confident and effective communicator, okay? I believe in you, and you should believe in you too, okay? I love you, and bye.